Hey guys, Crewman here. As you guys all know, or you don't know, there was some issues between Dynex and SRB Miner, which isn't the point of this video, and I won't be getting into those. You can follow me or check out my Twitter post to get my opinion on the subject. This isn't the point of this video. What the point is that SRB got nuked by Dynex. The hash rate of AMD GPUs, at least, well, all of them, and I'm using the 6000 series as an example, has jumped from this to this. Now we've lost about 80% of our hash rate on AMD GPUs. Now normally you could say at least, well, hey, at least the network hash rate of Dynex has gone down accordingly. Like the first time they changed their algorithm and their miners up where the GPU hash rate dropped and the network hash rate dropped accordingly. But the difference this time is it's only really affecting AMD GPUs, as NVIDIA GPUs can move from SRB to 1.0 miner to basically get most of their hash rate back. So AMD GPUs are being disproportionately hurt by this, and AMD GPU miners are basically drowning without a paddle at this point. So the point of this video is to give you my recommendations of where I would look to point my GPUs. We look to hashrate.no to give us a very, very rough estimate of, profitability. Now, these numbers are never usually correct. You have to do your own research on this stuff. Any advice that I give you is not financial advice. It's just, ideas of where they would go. Now, I only own 2 AMD GPU rigs. I only have like 12 AMD GPUs in total. I have 4 6000 series and I have 1 BC160 rig. So I'll go a little bit more in depth on those, and the rest of them is just, where I would look to start pointing my GPUs. So let's start off with the Vegas, the Polaris, those things that, some people thought were worth mining on Dynex. The answer is they're not profitable really on anything. I'll put a link to my last video I did on Friday about POW blocks and how maybe the 580 was profitable on it, and it wasn't. So, I would just not mine with these things, as the hashrate.no numbers are depressingly accurate, and actually they're worse than the hashrate.no numbers, because the power consumption of the 580 is about 80 watts more. So if you look at, like, for example, the POW or the Ethereum numbers, it says it only takes about 84 watts of power, when in reality it takes about 140 watts. So it's actually worse. So just shut those off unless you have like 4 to 5 cents power, and then just enjoy the profits you're making on whatever you're mining with those. Moving on to things like the Radeon 7, the BC160, the BC250s, those mining specific GPUs. There are 2 options you can go at. First, you can there are 3 options actually. The first thing you can look at is Kapow, and you'll notice a trend among AMD GPUs where generally Kapow is one of the best things you can mine on them, assuming your farm is equipped to mine Kapow properly. Now, my BC160s are not in a place where they can. The circuit they're on does not give them the power to safely mine, does not give them the headroom to safely mine Kapow right now. So I'm just going to stick with something lower powered, but Kapow is certainly not a bad way to go. If there was a good Nexa miner for the BC160s, I'd be all over it, but I couldn't find one that worked well, and I basically just moved on from that. So for these mining specific GPUs that were all built during the Ethereum bull run, they are very good at ETH. So I put all of mine on my BC160s on POW blocks, mining that along with ZIL. You can see it's losing about 5 cents profit. My power readings for the BC160s, they show a little bit less than this in Hive, so I'm assuming they're probably about like 140-ish watts, give or take, which is generally pretty accurate with the hashrate.no numbers, and I'm okay with losing 5 cents because I'm banking on a POW block pump. Now, that's not financial advice, but this coin has gone all over the place, and I've moved the majority of my farm back to more established coins. So it can't hurt taking a gamble on these. When I first got these things, Dynex was in the tank, and I put them on Dynex just because it was the best coin, hoping for a pump, and it worked. So, maybe that'll happen with POW blocks. And like I said, I'm also dual mining ZIL on them. So for the Navi series, which I don't have any that I'm mining with, I only have a 5700 XT and 5700 or 5600 XT, and they are just being used for GPU testing purposes and the occasional mining. So I don't really have much of a leg in this race per se. But one thing I would look at, again, like with Kapow, if you have the network, if you have the infrastructure to mine it, I would look to mine that. Otherwise, something like Ergo would actually be pretty solid with the pump. It breaks even at 10 cents kilowatt hour right now. And I would maybe look for something like POW blocks, but I just don't think ETH hash coins are profitable, and that goes with Nexa as well. So I would look for maybe a core algorithm or a Kapow algorithm, or I would frankly just turn them off and hope that Dynex eventually gets something, a new miner that is good on AMD. But, like I said, it would either be Kapow first, core second, and then ETH hash third, depending on your power. So if we look at the thing that I am mining on, which is the 6000 series, I'm just going to pull up 6900 for example. I would avoid ETH hash coins because they were never the strength of the 6000 series, even during the bull run. I mean, you just did it because everything was so ridiculously profitable. I would look towards a Kapow coin or a core heavy algorithm. For me, I'm doing Lithium and ZIL because I want more lithium, and it seems like the perfect time to throw my 6000 series on them since they're useless on Dynex right now. And as far as the 7000, the RDNA 3, the latest RDNA series, I wouldn't bother with them, to be honest with you. They're not really good at mining anything. They use too much power. I have a 7900 XTX that I've never bothered to mine with just because the power they use is way more than it shows here, and they're just not profitable in my humble opinion. So anyway, guys, this one wasn't too long of a video. It's just short and sweet. Again, like I said, I would look to go to Kapow heavy algorithms first if your infrastructure can handle it, and then depending on the GPU, go to either a core heavy or an ETH hash like coin. So I hope this helped. Like I said, personally, my BC 160s are on POW blocks, and my 6000 series are on Lithium. So again, I hope this helped. It really stinks that we've been put in this position. Again, hopefully, Dynex will come out with another miner for everybody who wants to mine Dynex again. I know I personally will not be mining it again with my AMD GPUs unless it is far and away the most profitable thing to mine. So thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope this helped. Recruitman out.